Hello again, everyone. This is Tim Hodge and my good friend
Rob Corley,
here to comment incessantly on your cartoon so you can't listen to it.
get ready.
You notice the comic book there said Ron Eddy on it. That's Ron Eddy is one of our artists in the design department here. And the comic book cover was actually an old gift for him when he resigned years ago. He has since come back, but they did a little gift for him.
Yeah, and because we had it, we used it for the show, so that was very convenient.
It was cheaper than getting someone to draw a new one.
Hey, I was wondering, does he always like shower in his uniform?
Don't you?
Okay.
Well, I think that again that was probably an expense thing to try to design Zigil without clothes.
Yeah.
We were in a rush, if you remember correctly,
No nude penguins.
because they're not nude in nature.
Well, they're not in space either.
The bendy thumb actually it was a gag that Bruce Johnson, our writer, had come up with years and years ago. I remember joking. He would often talk about bendy thumbs as a superpower.
If he had bendy thumbs.
Well, 10 years ago, he would come up with stupid superpowers,
Like useless powers.
Yeah. And he finally got to work it into a script. So.
Okay. Yeah, a friend of mine had we were having a same kind of conversation. Like, what kind of superpower would you like to have? And mine was like, the obvious, super strength. And his was to always be able to have the right thing to say at all times.
Actually, that would come in handy.
That would be pretty good. It was pretty smart. Isn't that great?
I can fight crime with witty comebacks.
Or not.
Yeah, I always wondered about Aquaman. He's got superpowers, but
What does he just speak
he's
to
like
fish?
underwater. Is crime so high?
Who's ripping off the crabs? So here we are, Rob Corley
And Bruce Johnson, who is far away from us.
Yeah.
Who did the cover of that comic book? Was that a Cedric? No,
that was a local artist, Brian.
Oh, okay.
Next.
Okay.
Yeah, Cedric does a lot of work for these, and
Yeah, he was great
Or
on
attractive
the other
gravity
shows.
team?
Ooh,
I think he was actually on another show when we were doing this one. So
Here's to another
Another
5
new
hours
cover
of
there.
comic bliss.
I think we used that in another episode as well.
I have a closet
oh yeah,
full
that's
at
the new one there. He had to create
Grandma's
like superheroes.
The attractive gravity team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there was a
Was that
we had to trim
you?
the script down because it was a little long, as always happens on TV. But there was a plot element early on that the sugar frosted black holes were actually being manufactured by Cavitus,
Who'll get me?
and that's why they were dangerous and created the vortex. And
That's right.
it was all a plot.
Would somebody please
But it was an important plot, so we decided to cut it out.
Yeah.
There. That's better. Now I can hear myself think. Wait.
Oh, I love that.
I think it's one of the best gags in the whole
Oh
series.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Prepare the grappling hook.
Yes, Captain.
And realign the targeting.
So
thingy.
this show was
I wanna
about
grab him on the first
gluttony.
Yes.
Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain. Is that all you can say, mister?
And having
Captain.
too
I
much,
can also
because
say
too
the
much of
option I
anything
will play
is a
Captain.
bad thing.
That's right.
So if you're sitting
Excellent.
watching
If I ever need a
cartoons all
salad,
day,
I'll know who to call.
like 3
Vigil.
episodes in a row on one
Not
DVD,
you two.
That's not a good thing.
Captain to you, mister.
no, I'm just saying don't eat popcorn the whole time because
Oh.
you don't want to be gluttonous. No, watch all our DVDs you want
Right. Just
and buy lots and lots for your friends. What, you're going to say you love Cavitus' ship?
yeah, exactly.
I was
Yeah.
saying the same thing, yeah. Michael Spooner designed that.
Oh,
And
wow.
I love the way it looks like an old Packard or something, an old Chevy. Has a,
People like me.
Like the grill work of an old car.
yeah.
Mother likes me.
Which kind of goes back to the whole penguin's motif. The penguin
Oh.
ship was supposed to feel like a hot rod.
Yet another
Yeah.
amazing. What was that?
Yeah, and I think this is the only episode that actually has that lever in it. Where
Oh, right.
we get controls whenever we need them, and they disappear for the next episode.
Well, we need a lever and a button right here. Yeah, and you never see it again.
Well, I think it's like any spaceship on any set. They just have a bunch of buttons, and the actors just push them anyway. Like,
Yeah.
this button does this week.
He's putting up quite a fight, Captain.
And you actually have to pay someone to design that lever
Yeah.
for that one shot.
It's not like we have a closet full of levers we can.
I'll get it.
Well, that's actually that is the nice thing about the shows, because so many have been done. You obviously can pull from other episodes.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and that helps with the
Well,
being able to get these things done faster.
You get like a virtual prop shop.
Oh yeah,
And just-
absolutely.
Like,
How may I direct
well, the
your
comic
call
books,
today?
those come up in other episodes. So instead of drawing new ones, like, didn't we have a comic book? Because it's all a digital database now.
Then
Yep,
right
you
here,
just pull
sir.
pull from
May
those
I
files.
speak to them, please?
You're on. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Princess. Penguins, listen up.
Yeah, originally when
right
the original
here,
idea for
sir.
Colonel Strap is he was going to be
whatever you're
an
doing.
actual penguin design, and there is a drawing of him that exists somewhere. But I thought it would be more fun to never see him,
Just to have the voice.
But, sir,
and of course
we
it's a
put
lot
this
cheaper
in
to
a
design to model a box.
It's true. Well, actually, I like the box idea. It's
Yeah.
it's nicer not to be able to see him at all.
Yeah, I like the tweed cover, like an old Fender amp, and
Just this disembodied voice.
yeah, it was kind of like Charlie and Charlie's Angels.
What have you called that so important?
Wow. I don't think anyone watching this is going to even know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm old. I'm old.
Charlie's
That's
Angels.
better. Now get to Planet Gut.
And that speaker kind of goes anywhere it needs to, because if you look at the ceiling of the penguin ship,
There's nothing up there, right?
yeah, it's a big window. It's a skylight.
Super proud.
The things you can get away with.
So sorry, crew. We were this close to finally getting Cavitus. Maybe even this close. Actually, probably more like this.
I love them just standing there. Kevin,
I love Zigil just kind of trying to figure out how close it was. That taking himself so literally. He gets caught up in the little things.
Not just any breakfast. Those are sugar
Yes, the nutritious breakfast idea.
And milk.
okay, and where exactly did that breakfast come from?
This is all like from Cavitus's garbage chute or something. When he pulled away, it was supposed to
Yeah. About
pull
this close.
a lot of the innards out of his.
Oh,
It
breakfast.
dumped.
Permission
It dumped.
He was
out of
dumped-
the ship.
Yeah,
There
Okay.
you go.
and and again that was a holdover from the original idea that
Right.
he was dumping all the cereal that he made to distract them.
Oh. Oh, I love that. Should have had some dust. You know,
Oh, why didn't you think of that earlier?
didn't have any money.
Oh, there's always that.
We don't. Yeah, we don't have any dust in any other shows. We can't do it.
Oh, I got some dust here and there.
Oh.
I was able to
Lucky.
borrow some. No, you can sweet talk their effects artists sometimes.
I did-
Please, and the artists are always very willing to give a little bit more because they want the show to look great.
Oh, sure.
It's you kind of have to go around their bosses.
My instruments are going
Like,
bonkers.
no.
Yeah. Well, next time I'll know that I need to beg a little bit more for dust.
Yeah.
I need dust.
Should I take the ship back up into a standard orbit until we know what we're dealing with, Captain?
Yes.
You know,
I
the
was
more
just going to
dense
suggest
you can
that.
make
Orbit.
Zigil, the funnier he
Roger,
gets.
you're with me.
And I think I wrote it in the writer's guide that Zigil has more conflicts with Kevin.
right then, we're
It's
off to
probably
see the
because
Chancellor.
their IQs are so
I wonder
close.
if Chancellor,
He just happens to be the captain.
Yeah.
Coming!
Now this is
Who is it?
the mayor.
We called him something
Chancellor.
else. Chancellor.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Chancellor.
Yeah, every planet it seemed like had a leader, and we got tired of saying emperor or king.
Okay,
So we were coming up with a bunch of.
These were done by Cedric.
Oh, the character designs.
Yeah, the designs of the character and
Yeah, and the room here that was done by Mark McDonald, right?
yes, Mark McDonald.
I love this.
Yeah.
How many times go back and forth? The more you go, the funnier it gets. The painting was done by Cedric too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yourselves. Have a slice.
Jack of
Or
all
two.
trades, and a really nice guy too.
Another slice
Yes,
for
very
me, you
nice.
say? Couldn't possibly. Watching my figure, you know.
That one eye's kind of creepy, but
It works though.
yeah. And it keeps him from being too pig-like because we have an episode much later with an actual pig in it.
Oh yeah, with the nose and
We were
everything and the
sleeping
body type.
Give that.
This was, I remember when we were doing the storyboards for this particular bit of action here with the soda can. It was kind of, it was one of the hard, the storyboard artist, couldn't quite get the bit of action right with them fighting back and forth with the can, but I think it turned out pretty good.
Well, the whole idea that the planet is tilted and everything because it's overweight on one side was that was a hard concept to pull across.
Yeah.
All the video games they're playing,
Yeah.
those are all from the Big Idea website. I don't know if they're all available anymore, but we pulled some old games. And,
So they're the veggies.
They're all veggies and Larry Boy.
Oh, look, I see Jonah back there on the chart.
Yeah.
Can I play
Oh,
them
that's
It's
all?
very well hidden. As again, we need the script called for a wall full of video games, and all those had to be designed by tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. So where are they at? Where can we pull them from?
Wait a minute.
The website.
Something doesn't
Like,
seem
we
right.
have video games.
Isn't it amazing? It's
This
like
is a
for
lot
things
of
like this,
games.
unless you pointed it out or someone was
just keep
very
expecting
familiar with
Salt to
the
pop in
website or
and give us
the other
a
veggie
lesson
stuff,
or
you just don't.
Yeah, well, you don't think about it.
You don't look at it, yeah.
Because, in life, like, the TVs are on. Like, okay, well, they're on.
Yep.
But you don't realize, okay, if you're making a show, and you have to have something playing, and where are you going to get that? You can't just show somebody else's TV show. They would get upset.
Yeah.
Or want money, which, no.
Yeah.
That's it, Kevin.
It's always
Now-
that.
It's
Now, who designed the cereal box there? The packaging?
That was
But I
the
want more.
same guy that did the one comic book of the
Okay.
Super Attractive Adventure Team.
The person we can't remember his name?
Brian.
Brian.
Rock off to
I
landing,
hope he's not
see?
watching this commentary. We're going to
But
get
it's not
a
easy to
nasty
stay
letter
here.
from him.
The gravity is acting
But
crazy.
anyway, the reason I was asking, it looked like there was a game on the back, and I wanted to know if it was actually playable.
I don't believe it was. I think the script called for, it's like any cereal box where you have little extras on the back.
Okay.
Mazes or find the characters in there.
Because that would be a good DVD extra too to throw that,
Sugar frosted black
let kids
holes.
print that out.
Oh, yeah. Like it was an actual, you could actually play it.
It was my idea.
Okay. Cool.
Pay me.
Gluttony. I want more.
That's a funny line. I don't want gluttony. I want more. Yeah, this was an script problem. We didn't want to go to the Comet Lounge every episode and start out there because it gets a little monotonous.
Yeah.
But we always wanted Saul to be the voice of reason at the beginning and to give the lesson. So
It's just having on the ship's monitor.
the idea was, they can call him, can't they?
What if the food's really good for you?
Well, it's good. It breaks it up. It works really nice.
What kind of food?
Hey, Saul! Saul!
I love the sound effects on the ship too. It just sounds like an old VW or
I see
something.
the problem, Doctor.
This was when he gives it. Oh, there we
I
go.
love it.
Oh, man.
I love the belly button on the South Pole. And the-
Yeah, we went back and forth on that. It's like, is it going to get look too gross to have this belly overhang?
always perfect. Now, who was it? Do you remember who came up with the idea of using the Saturn type rings to be a belt to hang over? Because I don't remember if that was in the script or not. Or
No,
if
you know,
was
it
just-
actually wasn't. We went back and forth with who did we work with? Mark McDonald, the layout artist, and we did several designs, and I did some samples, and it's like, what about this? What about that? And I think it was probably his original idea.
Oh man, that just made it. I mean, just the
Yeah, it was really clever.
to have a fat belly hanging over a belt. So-
Please, Doctor. I want more.
Mr. Chancellor,
Can't talk now. Very busy. Say, you wouldn't happen to have any milk, would you?
I love the way his clothes are all bursting at the seams because he's so even his hat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
destruction is imminent!
Yeah, that was what were we gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say about the extra characters there.
Yeah,
Watching
me
the
too.
TVs, it was again, it was an economy thing where shoot them from behind. of course, they had to all be designed with, fully clothed
Yeah,
and all the details there. But it's like, okay, how can we shoot them to save some time, save a little bit
well,
of.
it is considerations. You figure, well, it's animation. You can do anything, right?
Yeah.
Well, it all takes time. So it's just like a real show. If you're going to hire, if you want a crowd scene, that means you've got to hire a bunch of extra actors.
Yeah.
So you try to work around that when you can.
Yeah, time is money.
So how can we make it funny without spending as much?
Well, I think it actually, in some ways,
Hello.
actually. Oh, that's great. I love his eyes. It actually works pretty good because you can. You have to be clever. You have to think around things in a way that
Yeah.
you normally probably wouldn't have if you had an unlimited budget. So
Engines!
you don't always like to work that way.
No,
but-
no.
Have more power!
Again, buttons that do whatever you want them to do. I think every other episode he pushes those same buttons, but they turn on the screen or they activate some other device we need. I love this. He's getting ready to fall to his death.
Yeah, and he still wanted to eat.
The cereal! Must have a cereal!
And it's amazing when you're designing these extra props and pieces. You can't just assume that they're gonna the animators or the designers are gonna know
Yeah.
how a TV set plugs in or the shape of a box or
Yeah,
they-
or you forget that you have to design the chords too, because it goes into animation, and
Yeah.
we had to add some of those late in the game because the TV's popping out from the wall, and I looking at the animation, go, where are the chords?
yeah.
And nobody said anything about chords. Again, if you have a prop, it's already there, but
Right.
in real life,
Yeah, it's everything has to be figured out.
Gravity. Everyone's getting heavy. It's affecting the gravity.
Sugar? Like honey? Wait. Saul said
Now again, according to the first version of the script, Cavitus
you would become sick.
was producing
That's
the cereal.
yes.
No, we've
So
had
we had to
enough.
kind of alter that subplot
That's better.
because it was taking too much time. So it was just sugary cereal.
It was, yeah.
They're what's increasing the
And I think kids can relate more to sugary cereal anyway. I know mine can.
No,
I know I can.
I
I'm
do
gonna
too.
jettison these boxes.
Isn't that being
Remember
a
when
little-
all the cereals had the word sugar in the name?
penguin?
Growing out, everything was sugar this, sugar that.
Yeah.
And finally, somewhere in the 80s or early 90s, there was, let's don't put that word anymore. Again, it's something, if he pushes a button and a hole in the floor opens up.
Yeah.
We'll never see that hole
And
again.
never use it again. But
It worked.
Tell the captain.
And this week, that button turns on the screen.
It's a cereal. Get rid
I thought he
of
pushed
it.
the other
Stop
button.
eating them.
Jason, the captain can't hear you. He's mesmerized by the video game.
I think that should be my screensaver for a while.
that face. It's interesting how they did the vortex too. It's almost like 2D.
Well, to be really, really honest, that was a reuse.
Can you patch the
Really?
raised
That was from the
screen so
original
we'll
series, the same effect. They just recolored it and put a new texture on it. It was from the Amazing Doom Funnel Rescue.
Off the planet?
Wow.
That was sucking up the trailer park in space.
Oh yeah.
Got to
Well, that was convenient.
Yep.
Just say you had enough and toss out the cereal. Eating so much has made us.
Is that a fried egg? Oh no, that's cheese. I think that's a mistake. There should be a piece of pizza in that V shape.
In that V shape. I was
Yeah.
just looking at that. I thought it was like a dead bug or
I
something.
thought it was like the egg white, because it looks like the
Yeah.
yolk. The yolk that actually
Oh, yeah.
is a pepperoni. But yeah, I think there's some missing
So,
geometry.
yeah, we missed a piece of pizza.
Quick, throw the cereal into the
Oops.
vortex where it belongs.
We'll fix that right away.
He's right.
And none of his milk
Too
spills
much of
out.
anything cannot be
Where's
good
his
for us.
spoon?
I've had.
Oh, that got sucked up in the vortex.
Oh, okay. No spoon.
Yeah, it's funny. Effects like that putting a million things in the air
Yeah.
is very, very inexpensive. Because
It's just duplicates of
yeah,
several.
It's easy for the animators, the effects artists to do, but something simple like water or
Oh.
grabbing
That's a
those
whole
are what
other
that gives them
story.
headaches.
Oh yeah, no water.
Well, yeah, like milk splashing out of his bowl. That would have been more difficult than all that debris flying up into the vortex.
Wow.
That's actually not funny. All right, step aside, coming through, people. Now let's review the day's events. Observe how I saved the day
This
with
little
my
sequence
valiant efforts.
was
Oh,
added
yeah.
late in the game because remember we got finished with the.
That's right. We were going to do a
storyboard.
movie theater sort of setup,
Just
and then
pass the
just to
popcorn.
kind of recap.
Yeah, because the show was running like 10 seconds short.
That's right.
Again, that's why all the dialogue was from behind because we recorded it late.
And we couldn't show the mouths.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now this is a holdover from the original draft of the script too, where Kevin and Jason both are dressing up as superheroes on board the ship. That was a carryover from when they were
That's
reading the
right.
comics, coming up with superpowers. They were going to actually,
Wear dress up.
yeah. We still even have designs of Kevin in his superhero outfit.
I remember that. That's right. I did direct this, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Superhero a grandmum can like. And for my two little superheroes, I have a special surprise. Grandmum's marshmallow cereal baked sticky treat. Only at tea time.
Those look really good.
Grandmom, I think I've had enough
hungry.
cereal for one day. Maybe later. But thanks.
What was it, like graham crackers and cereal and marshmallows and chocolate?
It just looked like sugary goodness.
And we love sugary goodies, but not too much.
Yeah, we don't want to be gluttons now. Remember that.
And eat your fruit. Oh, there's a line coming up here too. I think the networks made sure we were
Thank you for
added
another
in
exciting
too, because
day.
there's a
And
don't
for
we
the
say and
healthy
make sure to
food
brush your
you
teeth.
get.
Isn't that
And
up there?
thank you for
Oh,
Grandma's
yeah, I remember that being
help,
added,
even though
or
he's
there
annoying
was that request.
Amen.
I hope it's in there now.
Jason
Yeah, I think we did go back and forth in this because he's
What I
eating
think you're
and we don't see him go out and brush
I
his teeth.
know.
Oh.
I've had enough
So
soup
kids,
for one
brush your
day.
teeth after you eat
Grandma said only
before you go to bed,
If you find honey,
or you'll be
eat
paying a
just
dentist a
enough.
lot of money.
Or your
Remember?
parents will. Yeah.
Just
Well, that's not so
warning
bad because my brother's a dentist. And
Oh,
he's-
no, well, there you go.
Here,
See.
I brought one for you too. Thanks.
Oh, so they
I'll save
both
mine
do
too.
it.
No, they save it for morning. Remember,
One day.
Oh,
we'll put it right
Oh,
here by the
okay.
elephant lamp.
who would want to eat it after it sits there all night? Okay,
There we go.
there it is.
And that was everybody's name, and it was real fast. Freeze frame it so you can read them because people like it when you read their names.
Brian Gall.
Brian Gall. Thank you,
Gall.
Brian.
Brian did the designs of the cereal boxes and some of the comic book pages, all the props that we had, new props on the show.
I knew those credits were going to come in handy.
They would.